Hello friends, welcome to Web Slideshow's video tutorial series. From the past few video tutorials, we are trying to understand how to add interactivity to the slideshow. In the previous video tutorial, we have written the code for the right button. What should happen when we click on the right button? We know that when we click on the right button, we actually increment the slide value by 1 and display the next slide to the user. In this video tutorial, we are going to code for the left button. What should happen when we click on the left button? First, what we have done, we actually loaded all the slides into a JavaScript variable called as slides. This is how the slides variable looks in the memory. In the slides variable, we have total 5 elements. The first element is placed at the 0th index, and at present the last element is present at the 4th index. So we have 0 to 4 indices. And then we created one variable called as slide, assigned the value 0 to it. This slide variable we are using to decide which slide should be visible to the user at present. And we know that slides.length is going to return 5. Whenever we click on the left button or the right button, the change slide function is going to get called. This button clicked variable is going to hold the value either btn left or btn right based on the button click. And the for loop makes all the slides invisible. We have written one if statement for the btn right. If the button clicked has the value btn right, then we execute this code. We have to write the code for the btn left also, right? What should happen when we click on the btn left or button left? So for that, I am going to write the if statement here down. If button clicked is equal to btn left, this code should get executed. If we click on the right button, this code will get executed. If we click on the left button, this code will get executed. What we are doing when we click on the right button, we are incrementing the slide value by 1. So what should happen when we click on the left button? We should decrement the slide value by 1, right? So to decrement the slide value by 1, I write here slide minus minus. To increment the slide value by 1, we use the increment operator plus plus. To decrement the slide value by 1, we use minus minus decrement operator, right? One of the important thing you should observe here is we have written the code that if at any time the slide value is becoming greater than the last index, we are setting the slide value back to the last index. The same thing we have to do here also. At present the slide value is 0. When I click on the left button, the slide value is reduced by 1. So the slide value becomes minus 1, and we are telling to the browser to display slides of minus 1 to the user. If you observe carefully, there is no slides of minus 1 index. There is no element to display, right? As there is no element to display, the browser displays the blank screen. We have the minimum index is 0, maximum index is 4. So the slide value should not become less than 0 actually. Let me show that. If I go here and say file, save, go to browser and refresh and click on the left button, you can see we are seeing the blank screen. Now the slide value is minus 1 and we are telling to the browser to display slides of minus 1. There is no element at slides of minus 1 only, right? So we have to control that. What I have to do, I have to write the code here. If at any time the slide value is becoming less than the 0, set the slide value to 0. So it should not become less than the minimum index. This code controls that. File, save, go to browser and refresh. You can see image 0.jpg is visible to the user, and then this code will get executed from top to down. Okay. First, all the slides are going to be loaded into a slides variable. So slides variable is going to look something like this in the memory, and then the slide value will be set to 0. When we click on the left button, the change slide function will be called, and btn left is going to be stored in the button clicked. This for loop makes all the slides invisible, and then this condition will be checked. Whether the value inside button clicked is btn right? It is false because the value inside button clicked is btn left. As this condition is false, this part of the code will not get executed, and then this condition will be checked. Whether the value inside button clicked is btn left? Yes, it is true. As this condition is true, this part of the code will get executed. Slide minus minus. At present the slide value is 0. Now the slide value becomes minus 1, and then this condition will be checked. Whether the slide value is less than 0. Yes, at present the slide value is minus 1. minus 1 is less than 0 is true. As this condition is true, we are setting the slide value back to 0. So here the slide value is not going to become less than 0. And then we make the slides of 0 visible to the user. So at present, if I click on the left button, you can see that we are all the time going to see image 0.jpg. It will never become less than 0. We don't see that blank screen. We have actually successfully coded the button left and the button right. You see here, if I click on the right button, we see the next slide. I click again, next slide. I click again, next slide. I click again, next slide is visible to the user. If I click on the left button, we see the previous slide, previous slide, previous slide, previous slide, right? I hope you guys have clearly understood this code. Always remember that the code is going to get executed from top to down, okay? When you load the page or reload the page, this part of the code will get executed. When you click on the left button or the right button, the change slide function will be called, and the change slide function will be executed from top to down. The for loop makes all the slides invisible. If it is the right button, the slide value will be incremented by 1 and that slide will be made visible. If it is the left button clicked, then the slide value will be decremented by 1 and that slide will be made visible to the user. At any time the slide value is becoming greater than the last index, we are setting the slide value back to the last index. At any time the slide value is reducing less than 0, we are setting the slide value back to 0. So that is how the code works actually. I hope you guys have clearly understood. I think for this video tutorial this much is enough, friends. I suggest you people to understand this code properly, and right up to here. In the next video tutorial we get more information on Slideshow. For more benefits and be up to date, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and don't forget to like, comment and share these videos with others so that everyone will get benefited. Keep learning, keep coding, keep sharing. Thank you guys. Thank you very much. See you in the next tutorial.